If you're a small content creator and you have spent any time researching how to grow your YouTube channel, you have probably encountered some of these widely held beliefs that it seems every expert and some people who are just talking about YouTube seem to spout. Well, I wanted to give these commonly held beliefs a little bit of a test. Now, while it's not a completely scientific method that I used, as a research and academic librarian, I had to go looking for the truth. Back in July, this past July, I decided to seriously buckle down and get this channel monetized and working the way I wanted it to. So I spent a lot of time researching and trying to understand this mysterious YouTube algorithm and what did it take to be a really good content creator and get my videos out there. And during this time, I ran across some of these things that you hear. New content creators get a boost. YouTube's on easy mode. The over 40 niche is ripe for the picking. And all you have to do is follow a viral video and you can succeed too. So I wanted to put this stuff to the test. And as I said, I'm a former academic librarian, a former research librarian. And I used to be a journalist. So I don't take anything at surface level. I always have to go digging deeper into it. And so that's what I wanted to do. So it'd been spinning in my mind since July, really. And I couldn't quite figure out what was going on with my channel. Then at the beginning of December, I ran across a channel called Take My Journey. So the video that popped up in my feed was called, I'm starting a YouTube channel at 62. Am I crazy? And I looked at the views and it was around had 2,000 some views. So I watched the video. The lady seemed really nice and she had a corgi too. So I immediately liked her, but I was dumbfounded that this was her first video and she already had 2,000 and some views on it. She had like 60 some comments and I was like, holy cow, that new content creator boost thing must truly exist. So the FOMO kicked in, major league kicked in for me because I had been thinking about starting a channel about midlife women and thinking that I had missed the boat with this channel because it was at that time almost 4 years old. So the FOMO, like I said, kicked in major league. So I started watching her video performance because it was her very first video on a brand new channel and it had already had several thousand views. So a couple of days later, I checked on it and it had gone up to like 5,000 or 6,000 views. And then within a few more days, it was up to over 10,000 views. So I was like, okay, I have totally missed the boat on this. I've got to start my other channel and forget about this channel because I'll get that new content creator boost like she did and things will, everything will be peachy keen. But then I decided maybe instead of just starting this new channel that I could somehow weave this into my current channel. And that's when I came up with the idea to do this experiment to see by testing these commonly held beliefs about YouTube growth. I will 100% admit this is not a scientific experiment. I did not set it up like you should for a scientific experiment. I just kind of went with my feeling on how I should set this up. So what I decided to do was I decided to create a channel. And I had created this about a month before I started this experiment because like I said, I had wanted to do this channel in addition to the current channel that I have. And I had seen from some other expert that if you open a Gmail account and you set up a channel and then you start going to look for content based on what your niche is going to be, then when you go to create a channel, the algorithm will see that you're an actual legit account instead of a bot. So I had done that, and I think that's how I found Take My Journey because I was researching midlife women, women in midlife. And I believe that's how she came up in the feed of that other channel. So I had done that. I had set it up. Joyful Midlife Rebellion is what I called it. And it had a Gmail account, and I set up the account, and I followed a few channels to show that it was legit. So when I found Take My Journey and I found her video, I thought, okay, this is the perfect opportunity. I will take this video and I will try to recreate it so that it fits my niche, but follows her pattern. And obviously by that time, it had gone viral enough that I could say it's also a viral video that I'm copying. So the setup was I would take My Journey and her I'm starting a channel, a YouTube channel at 62. Am I crazy? And I created my version of her video. So I called my video, I'm starting a channel for midlife women at 51. Am I crazy? I used her topic. So I took the video title and I also took her thumbnail. I tried my version. So I did the white text and said, so her title and her thumbnail are exactly the same. So I recreated that with mine. And I also went in and looked at her description and pretty much mocked my version of the video on this video. That's the setup. I tried as closely as I could to follow everything that she did in her video, with the title, the thumbnail, the description, and through vidIQ, I saw what her tags were and her keywords. So I set up my video to be very similar to hers. I took the transcript, put it through ChatGPT, and it gave me the key points and structure of how she did her video, and I made my video quite similar to this one. Then I uploaded it to that channel, the Joyful Midlife Rebellion, and I decided at that point I was going to test 4 of the most common YouTube beliefs that are out there. New content creator boost. Obviously, she got one because this was her very first video. And like I said about the FOMO, was really kicking in. And I knew that I was missing out. I also, because she, if you can see here, she was just out walking, and I don't know if it was her phone or if she had a separate camera, but she was definitely doing it in easy mode. This was 100% easy mode. And she obviously is over 40, so she hit that one. And at that point, it had become a viral video. So those were the 4 things that I wanted to test during this experiment. And I found out a few things, and I challenged a lot of thoughts, a lot of beliefs that I had going in into the experiment, and from things that I have been told, quote unquote, told by experts in YouTube content creation and in YouTube building your YouTube channel. So there were some things that surprised me. There were some things that didn't surprise me. And ultimately, once I finished the experiment, there was one thing that everything seemed to keep coming back to. And it's actually a tip that's not talked about much that I could find in the whole niche of growing on YouTube. And I think it might be potentially an area to discover or to explore in future videos, for maybe for me or for you if you want to take the ball and run with it. All right, so I hope you will hit that subscribe button right there and stay tuned. This is my puppy. And stay tuned to see the results of this experiment. I have 4, as I said, 4 areas, that beliefs that I'm going to be exploring. So then I'll have the one thing that everything seemed to come back around to, and then my summary and kind of my final wrap up. So hopefully you'll hit that subscribe button right there and stick around for what happened during the experiment. If you are in the same boat as I am, or if you're even brand new, or you're even contemplating starting a YouTube channel in 2025, I hope you stick around and watch what happens and give me your 2 cents and what you think about these 4 areas that I'm going to be exploring. So I will see you in our first video about the new content creator boost.